did I already say for acute body radiation? He chose your cells to be depleted by his natural sun.
That was his grace for you to burn in the sun. That's what you just told me.
Oh, did he leave?
I just took it because we're not doing a religion live.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? This is about your evolution theory. If you're gonna tell me God made you, explain the biological process. Yeah, you can still talk about science and your God. Just explain the science. That's it. don't try to run around the bush.
Gym nurse,
hold on. Wait, hold on. Cause
gym nurse, go ahead.
Hiya guys. So sorry. When you asked the lad then how were we created, obviously one of the theories is that one of the, let's call them gods, or I don't know how you want me to term it, but an albino was born ridiculed by his own people, allegedly. This is what's surfacing online. I don't know if you're aware of it. And he was so ridiculed by his own people that he took it so personally. He moved to the Caucasus Mountains and then created or started to work on his own brand of people to be more like himself. Now, have you heard this theory? Have you heard this story yourselves?
Yeah, Junior, we talked to you before, so we know you don't believe in evolution. And you understand that the eukaryotic cell was seeded here. So.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Now, last time I said to you, I call the creators the Anunnaki, whatever. If you whatever you want to believe, whatever you want to call it, in that instance. But from what I have seen and what I've read, there was an albino, an albino god, let's call him, or an albino. Anunnaki that was born and then he was ridiculed. So don't get me wrong, I know this is very vague, but it makes sense as to why white people would be created in his own image. To be honest, I heard this story a long time ago. I don't know if you've come across it or you can tell people more light on it. But that was one of the theories that is circulating as to where the white cells came from when we were created, if you like, which is, fair, it's simplified and it's, it might just be that easy.
Okay, there's no such thing as white cells or white people or nothing like that.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Hold on for a second. So the Anunnaki, that can also mean anybody. It just means those that came from above. You see what I'm saying? There's an extraterrestrial species here, reptilian entities that have been depicted all over the planet, splicing the eukaryotic cell into existence. You see what I'm saying? There's been insectoids on this planet splicing y'all into existence. This is depicted on stone walls, hydroglyphs, and petroglyphs. So when you said it was made by an albino god, I don't see none of the Sumerian tablets having an albino god. You see what I'm saying? I see an eagle species. You see what I'm saying? I see insectoids, reptilians, and I see what they have classified as a Nordic, which is what these reptilians use to walk. It's a suit that these reptilians use to walk in. You see what I'm saying? And they resemble white tea people. You see what I'm saying? But that's it. Y'all don't have no genetic ties to neuromelanated people. So the only ties that you guys have to existence is the reptilians, because they're your creators. Y'all were created to only be a part of the scientific manipulation of our anatomy. You were only here to disrupt our cells' communication from each other and lower our consciousness. That's literally all you guys were created for. Yeah. That's it.
And if nothing else, we're about to head out. So gratitude for everybody coming in here and sharing their frequency. I do post the lives on YouTube. The majority of the lives is just audio. And the latest 2 lives have sources, have books, have the CIA files are linked in the last video. The breakdown on the melanin conference and our melanin and how it's studied is also linked in that. So check it out. Let me know how you feel. Let's see. I got one person coming up.
Yeah, abundance to everybody coming in.
Tony, go ahead. Okay. Tony, did you mean to request up?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and explain why you
Okay. Yeah, I have to go outside because I do take care of my mom, and let me go outside. Okay. Yeah. I'm 63, and I've been known this. Okay. I'm not as scientifically inclined as you guys are, so please forgive me. But I've always known this, even as a little girl. I knew that something was different between us and them. And, okay, so my belief system is, I come from a religious family, but I've never believed it. I'm the youngest and I've never believed that stuff. I saw how indoctrinated my sisters were, and I just knew something was fishy about that stuff. Okay, it's a guidebook. You're to use it for certain things, but it's not to be used for everything, to be so indoctrinated with it that you have blinders. You believe this great God in the sky controls you and your life and everything. But anyway, I have been doing, since I'm retired, I've been doing a little bit of study on this gene splicing and the melanin and so on and so forth, because I do love science. And I have seen that there is no benefit for us to mix at all. If we don't understand the science behind this melanin, we are lost. I mean, this is like an awakening for me. Even though I do have a medical background, it doesn't go into that. It just goes into the care of the human body and, getting people, in a hospital setting better, right? But, just the study of the melanin, man, if our people knew this, they would understand that how great we are, how gifted we are, just for the simple fact that God chose us to be who we are. We are chosen. So no, evolution is a lie. It's absolutely a lie. Gene splicing did occur. I believe it's our people that did that gene splicing to create. They have the people, the Dogons, and they have a story about this gene splicing and how they had this, this offshoot of their own kind that decided to make a better woman. And so they took animal DNA and made this woman from their own people, their own women. And they were trying to outdo the creator. So that's where it comes in that, that's that gene splicing.
So we're the ones that's chosen, but we're the ones that play God.
Yes, at the same time. Yes.
Okay, I got you with that. Gratitude for sharing that.
All I'm gonna say is I don't think you understand gene splicing enough to speak on the tools that you're trying to talk about.
No. I didn't say I was speaking on it. I'm just saying that the Dogons, this is what they...
Yeah, but the Dogons is composed of neuromelanated people, and it's not in our genetics to splice. So that's why I said, if you're not gonna explain the splicing processes and the more chemical and morphological processes that took place, then saying that out your mouth is harmful information. That's what it is to us.
Okay, explain.
That's how I view that, because you're not explaining to us, because you're saying that organisms without animal DNA went and took animals and implanted it in their women, when we clearly see that the first times that any of these things have happened is when the eukaryotic cell did it to us. Dr. Ivanov from Germany literally went into West Africa and literally implanted women with monkey semen. You see what I'm saying? Their seminal fluids, to hope that they will impregnate and be impregnated and produce monkey children. And they saw that these women were falling unalive, and they kept falling unalive. So they canceled the project. But that's what they're doing all over the globe. That's what's in these vaccines is the seminal fluids of the animals that they're spliced with. So when a child is born, they get over 33 shots of the vaccines that hold these unnatural, harmful, toxic chemicals, carcinogens. So when you're gonna say that this process happened, you can't just say a Zulu or whatever, or Dogon or whatever, and then not explain the genetic thing that's happening. Because so-called black people right now, we're in the lowest state of our consciousness, and none of us is splicing.
Exactly.
None of us is doing this on the planet. So why right now when we see genetic splicing, it's only the eukaryotic cell who has access to do that? That's what we're saying. So when you said it's our people that created them, how did we create them? You came up here, you said you don't really have information about genetic splicing. You're not really scientifically inclined. So why say that we spliced them but don't know how we did it? You see what I'm saying?
Okay, well, let me explain. I just said that the Dogons have their creation story, and they have their thing where they mention in their folk, they call it folklore, of their people, or the Nomo, wanting to outdo God and make a better woman, or make another woman. And so this is what they did. They took their woman. And so I did not say that I can go into detail in regards to, I'm just saying from their folklore, I said that I believe that this is probably was a form of gene splicing. That's all I said, based on their folklore. I did not say that it was. I'm just saying I believe it's probably some form of gene splicing, because they were trying to make another woman by using the DNA of animals. That's all I said. So I did not say that this was scientific or true, but they do have the oldest spiritual system on the planet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if we already explained the science, the whole, like, we always say, come up here if you